Good evening, folks. Welcome inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse for boys basketball. It's the regular season finale here on Fred TV. Evan Massoud and Zach Souza with you here for the call. Should be a good game. Got a Boston team in this afternoon, this evening. It's the Boston Latin Academy Dragons who are here. They're 4-14 coming into play against the 8-10 Hilltoppers. Well, Zach, I said on Friday at the girls' game, very rarely do we see one game really decides the season. Well, here we are 2 nights in a row with the Fieldhouse, tonight the boys, and we can say the same thing. For the Hilltoppers, if they want to get into the playoffs, they have to win tonight.
They do have to win tonight, and the Hilltoppers making a tournament the past couple of years. If they don't make it tonight, that'd be a tough pill to swallow for them.
Yeah, it sure would. You know, I touched on this in the girls' game. This is my 6th basketball season. I started doing this in 2012, 2013 season, and we've had a really good run of consistently getting to the playoffs, so this would certainly be a disappointment for the team. So, you know, as hometown guys, you know, we're unbiased, but of course we're pulling for the Hilltoppers, so we'd love to see them get in again, so we can have some playoff basketball. You know, either here at the Fieldhouse or, you know, at worst, even on the road.
Right.
So, all right, let's run through the starters here for the visiting Dragons, led by Dan Bunker. We have number 3, Darian Kavu. Number 5, Ikena Azums. Number 11, James Kamara. Number 13, Joe Doyle. And number 23, Makai Thompson. And for the Hilltoppers, they're being announced right now, led by Coach Guimond. Number 14, Joe Kamara. Number 15, Nilan Nera. Number 23, Brendan White. Number 25, Tyshawn Lopes. And number 31, Brendan Carvalho. Right now, we will see basically everybody in the lineups available, though I'm told Remy Dumont was a late scratch due to a knee injury, so his knee is kind of flaring up on him. So we may not see Remy tonight. We're going to take a quick pause here for the singing of the national anthem. Mike D'Almeida's in the house, so we'll turn it over to the PA. Great job by Mike, as usual, there on the national anthem. Nice to see Mike. All right, Hilltoppers not going to use really any of the allotted 60 seconds or so after the anthem, and neither is Boston Latin. Looks like we're just ready to rock and roll.
Let's get this show on the road.
Interesting as well, Jamison not sporting a tie. Coach Guimond not sporting the tie, going cash on February vacation here. We usually see him in the white shirt, and he's got like a red and gray tie that it's like his game, game day tie. Exactly. We're in a gray striped shirt, no tie. You know, maybe something to that, keeping it cool and calm and collective, right? As the Hilltoppers again in a must-win situation here, a quick 3 to start things off. for the Dragons, no good, and a foul here 9 seconds in. And it's Brennan Cavallo picking it up. See, Makai Thompson will take 2 shots. Second shot is good. So quick 1-0 lead for the Dragons. And this is an earlier start than usual. Usually a 6:30 game. It's close to 5:30 because JV ran overtime. Milanera gets it out to White. White taking a little jumper, gets knocked back. It does not go. But still always nicer than a 6:30, 7 o'clock game, having the earlier games here. We've got a pretty good crowd for the last home game. And a travel call. After tonight, the Hilltoppers will play their regular season finale on Wednesday at Attleboro, which is always a tough game. Attleboro just plays Durfee so tough all the time in boys and girls hoops. Cavallo with the jumper, and that is no good. Down the other direction, underneath to Thompson. He puts it off the base of the glass. Tyshawn Lopes puts it down.
What a shot. Gets his own block, rebound, picks it up, puts it in for the easy layup off the glass.
So Durfee gets on the board almost 90 seconds in. Side to Azooms, back down the other side. That's to Doyle. Back to Azooms, playing the perimeter well. Azooms goes down. The basket does not. And there's an and one. Thompson gets the bucket and will draw the foul. Second foul for the Hilltoppers, and I believe that is the second on Cavallo as well. Extra shot, no good. Fed to Nillen in the paint, gonna go out to Cavallo. Now to White, that was Lopes, now to Joe Camara for 3.
All right, very, very tough shot contested there, but he made it work. I was nervous about that shot going up.
Yeah, they worked the entire arc, and now that's stolen. Fed to Cavallo, blocked underneath by Thompson. Yeah, it was a tough shot for Joe in the corner. The corner threes are always hard because you don't have that reference point of the glass.
Right.
You know, you kind of just shoot into an open net. Inbounding pass is taken by the Dragons. Out to Azooms, now to the corner. That's to Kamara. And a travel. Nice to see a bunch of the students come out on vacation week here to on this President's Day. The 6-man with a good showing here. White takes the 3, and it's off the rim. Thompson with the rebound. And a double dribble. So the Dragons with quite a few turnovers here in the early goings between travels and now this here, the double dribble. We've seen quite a few turnovers already. Hilltoppers got to capitalize on those chances.
They do, especially if the Dragons keep up with the turnovers. The Hilltoppers could get a lot of free points off of them.
To Nillen underneath, beautiful feed.
Oh. Nice pass to Nillen on the move, up and under.
Cavu directing traffic, still at the point here, got the ball back. Now he's going to take a 3, and that's off the rim. And A.B. Medrano with the rebound. Going to go to Joe Camara now underneath. He draws the foul, goes sliding into the official. He's safe. No worse for wear, and Joe's going to take 2 shots. Timeout for Coach Bunker and the Dragons before the free throws. That foul was the first for the Dragons, and it's Joe Doyle's first. So Coming out of the timeout, we'll see 2 shots for Joe, but I have to say, you know, Brendan took the 3 and Joe took the 3, so one for 2 there with the 3 balls. But they're driving underneath here, which is good, which is something that, you know, we talked about early in the season was, why don't you drive the lane more? Drive the lane more. It seems to work. You get the foul. Well, they're doing that right now, which is, we'll see if they continue that for the whole game. But I like when they add that pressure. Just get to the basket. Don't just take outside shots.
Yeah, getting to the basket's always the easiest shots because you're right underneath it. You know, so they should keep doing that, force it to the paint, because you're either going to get the easy layup or you're going to get the foul and get the free throws.
And that's exactly right, and that's what just happened here. All right, so out of the timeout, Joe's heading to the line. Durfee's first chance for free throws this evening. And the Hilltoppers actually playing back a little different here. And it looks like Thompson, number 23, coming out. Maybe an injury, might have cut himself or something, because he just came out. But Durfee with only 1 guy, and that's Nillen down in the paint as Joe's first free throw bounces off. So a little different defensive scheme here than you typically see. 3 Hilltoppers playing back. Second one good for Joe. 4 points for him.
Yeah, it was very, very odd to only see 1 down there trying for the rebound.
Not normally the case, but maybe Jamison seeing something defensive, you know, on the Dragons offense, I should say. And a foul. Lopes picks up Hilltopper's 3rd. Maybe he saw something and they decided to do in the timeout.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of was maybe having one Hilltopper down low, Nillen, and having the rest back, so if Boston Latin gets the rebound, they have defense already back, so it's not push it up the court for the fast break, but that's all I can think of it would be for.
Turnover there, unable to handle it was that was Cavu, and Brendan White came away with it. And a bouncing ball, Nillen can't handle that one, so trading turnovers. We go back the other direction here.
Move it, that's flash middle, James.
Joe trying to jar it loose. They get it to Joe Doyle. Out of play. Hilltoppers have it.
A lot of turnovers from both sides so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, 8-3, low scoring here after 4 minutes into the game, 4 minutes of play. So the turnover's definitely a problem early because it's costing the teams opportunities to get to the hoop. Nillen all alone drives right to the hoop.
No one in front of Nillen on that drive. That was easy money for him.
Thompson getting ready to go back in. Our trainer, Kelly Mahoney, was with him. I think maybe he might have hit his nose because he had a tissue at his nose, so maybe a small nosebleed or something. Good feed to White underneath, and he drops it for 2. White's in the book. 12-3 Hilltoppers. And Thompson ready to come back in, as is Nemo Stuppard, who has not played yet in the game, so he'll be subbing in. Doyle across to, cannot see, that was number 5. That was Azooms, and he's going to take 2 shots as he's fouled going to the basket. Nillen picking up the 4th Durfee foul. So Azooms will shoot 2, try to break up this run for the Hilltoppers. First one, no good. Second one, no good. Nillen, great job boxing out for Nera. And Durfee gets it back. Drops back. Lopes goes for the 3, no good. Little long is off the back of the rim. And Cavu gets it out to Stuppard, who just came in. Back to Cavu, pulls up inside the arc for 2. That does not go either. And now Lopes back down the court. He just took the three, no good. They're going to call a travel. Yeah, pretty clear there.
Yeah.
Took an extra step. Tried to sell it, got the arms moving, but clearly took the extra step there. So yet another turnover, though, in this first quarter between the two teams.
That's got to be a tough call for the official because you see him driving into the lane and there was 3 people around him, all the feet. That would have been a tough call for me. So, but that was very blatant.
Yeah, and it was, it was different too because his arms were moving. It's not like he was just carrying the ball either.
Right.
A.B. Medrano, that's going to be short. Nillen keeps it in, finds Lopes on the throw-in. Loose ball, diving for it. Who wants it? And we may have a jump ball, and we do. And it's white ball. And that all happened because of Nillen reaching out of bounds to bring the ball back. So good hustle play there on all sides of that one. Lopes out to White. Back out to Lopes. In and out. Doesn't fall. Thompson. Short. Joe Camara with the rebound. Bounce pass to A.B. Medrano. He can't get that to go either. A lot of missed baskets for both sides. That one goes down, and that was Azum's, number 5. Oh, another travel on Lopes. That one, I thought we were going to see a foul on that one. But instead, they call another travel. See Tyrone Watkins coming into the game. Gabe DeOliveira also into the game. Little confusion there.
Yeah.
Brendan White just came out, and Jameson told him to go get ready to come back in. I think he thought he was actually staying in the game, so they'd already inbounded the ball. A little confusion. Our official on the near side here already had time. 3 ball for Azum's is good.
Yeah, lucky the official had time, or it would have been a technical foul on the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, sure would have been. We know all too well about the too many men on the court. A.B. Medrano, and I don't mean Durfee's fault. I'm just bringing up the point from last year's playoff game. Medrano for 2. Another 3, and that was Cavu. Number 3 for 3. So it was 12-3, now 14-11. I'm sorry, that's not AB. That is Tyshawn Lopes, and he misses on the 3 ball. So the Dragons with a chance to tie this game up after being down by 9. Instead, they'll take the easy layup, and they're on a little bit of a roll here.
They really just held the Hilltoppers to pretty much 2 points in the last couple of minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, Durfee would love some points. Get up to Watkins. Can't handle it. Now he keeps it in. 5 seconds out of play it goes, and it's still Durfee ball. 5.6 on the clock. And Brendan White going to come in. Come in for Tyshawn Lopes. Out to Nillen. Quick release 3. That is short. And that's going to end the first quarter. Oh, boy.
Not even close.
Going for the Hail Mary. That was interesting there. All right, well, Durfee leads after 1, but they gave a lot back in the last, as you said, Zach, the last few minutes of play. It was 12-3, and the Dragons finish on they outscore 10-2. Outscore the Hilltoppers 10-2 in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So Durfee with some work to do. They got to hit the shots when they have them. They've missed a lot of shots, and the defense has got to step up because now we're seeing the Dragons start to find their way to the basket a couple times, a couple outside shots as well. So definitely some work to do. But the good news is Durfee wins the first quarter. They lead by 1.
Yeah, in must-win games like this, you can't. They're not missing necessarily easy shots, but they're missing too many shots. A lot of shots they're missing are contested, but those need to start falling if they really want to win this game.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's kind of, we've talked about this all season, that the Hilltoppers have struggled offensively really right out of the gate. And for whatever reason, there's been some, a lot of inconsistencies with the offense. And, we thought, they played great against Somerset the second time around. They had a good game against Dartmouth. We thought they turned the corner a little bit, towards the latter half of the season. But then, New Bedford kind of manhandled them last Friday. They lost by about 30 points. It was never really close, and that's what's kind of forcing this right now is the must-win situation for the Hilltoppers. Well, D'Oliveira and Watkins both over there. White was targeting one of them. Went out of play, though. Gabe stuck the arm out. I don't think he realized that Tyrone was there. Tompkins to the corner. This is for three for Azums. No good, but great rebound from Stuppard, who now has the ball, trying to find some room. He's going to drop back, gets it to Azums. And now to Doyle for three, and that's good. They're hitting these outside shots. Zach is starting to get more comfortable, and now they are back in front.
Starting to warm up.
Almost stolen. They'll get it to Nera. Back out to Medrano. Tipped. Watkins was able to get it. Now Nillen with it back out to AB. D'Oliveira floating back here all alone on our side, and they give the ball away. Another turnover. White can't steal it. Nice defense from Nillen Nera, and the putback doesn't go either. So kind of a lucky break there for Durfee because Nillen got a good block, but then the Dragons get a second look. Brendan White for three, no good. And Medrano is going to pick up an offensive foul.
I like the ball movement we're seeing from the Hilltoppers. They're moving it around the perimeter again, trying to find the open man. So they're doing that well so far.
Now, the passing's definitely there. Unfortunately, I think that a lot of it is not even just necessarily by design. I think it's because they can't get somebody open for a shot. So they're trying to move it and keep with the formation, keep with the play. Because the Dragons' defense has definitely sped things up a little bit.
Yeah, so their ball movement is an ode to the Dragons' defense right now.
That foul for Watkins was the Hilltoppers' fifth. They give it up. They were going for Doyle, and now a foul. And Doyle's going to grab it. Second team foul and the second personal for Doyle. Kamara inbounds to White. Out to Nillen. Nillen trying to turn in, has pressure. White to Joe. Kamara for three. Dribbles it in off the rim.
Another three for Kamara.
Joe with two from downtown, 7 for the game, and the Hilltoppers back in front by a point, 17-16. Stuppard to Kavu. Nillen takes it away. It was intended for Kamara. Joe keeps it in, gets it to D'Oliveira, and it is short of the rim. But again, a good hustle effort from Joe, from the Hilltoppers. Out of bounds, Stuppard. He was almost gesturing like he was pushed out of bounds. D'Oliveira got it to Lopes here on the inbound. So Lopes trying to set the play up to get it to Nillen. Nillen underneath to White, who is breaking baseline, gets the putback for two.
Very nice pass from Nillen to White right underneath the basket. He does a lot with the passing. You know, I've watched a good some of their games, and he does a lot with the passing. He really finds the open man well.
Yeah, and you know one thing I have to say that Nillen has really gotten so much better with the rebounding. He has gotten a lot of rebounds in the games that we've seen. He boxes out well, and he's been using his height. That's a bad pass. It's stolen by Lopes. But yeah, Nillen with the rebounding, he's gotten so much better with that.
He's really starting to use his height to his advantage now.
Foul is on Stuppard in the corner there. And it's the third team foul for the Dragons. Hilltoppers inbound. Come up on the halfway mark of the second quarter already. Brendan Cavallo back into the game. And actually, we were just talking about Nillen. Nillen taking a seat now, taking a breather.
Move it. Flash middle.
Fed to Hernandez. Puts it up and in off the glass.
High off the glass, Adam. It was very high.
Gabe DeOliveira to Kamara. Fed to, oh, what a block by Thompson. Holy cow. Right back to White, but that was just insane. All ball in a complete denial. Joe for three, a long three. It's off the front of the rim. Gabe gets the rebound back to Brendan Cavallo. Tipped out of play, and it is Dragons ball. That was a sick block from Thompson right there.
That was impressive. That was, especially to do it with no foul, because he got way above him.
Yeah.
And there was no foul at all. That was something.
Thompson, the biggest guy out there for the Dragons. So he definitely has the height advantage for sure.
Very big kid. He's easily the biggest one on the court.
They throw it away. Another turnover. Both teams got to do a better job at protecting the ball and keeping possession when they have it, getting points, because we've seen a lot of wasted possessions here in the first half. Lopes to Cavallo. Almost lost it there. Under 10 on the shot clock. Joe going for another three. Banks it! Timeout, Hilltoppers. You know, it's amazing. Some nights you feel it, some nights you don't. We have seen some games where Joe has taken maybe 5 or 6 threes and he can't get it to fall off by just a hair. Tonight, 3 of them from downtown, which is most certainly the difference in the game to this point.
Right, and the Hilltoppers offense is getting them open now. They're not running any designed offenses right now. They're just dribbling it, getting the screen, passing it out, and it's working. It's working very well.
It sure is. So good for Joe. Joe with 10 points. He's into double digits now. Hilltoppers extend the lead to 4, so 22-18. We got 2:43 to play in the first half. A low-scoring second quarter for sure. Durfee with just 8 points to this point and 5 for the Dragons here in the second. So kind of slow to develop offensively here in the second quarter, but Durfee extending the lead. 2 threes from Joe and then the underneath from White. That's been it for Durfee this quarter, but it's been enough.
Yes.
The Hilltoppers trying to extend their season and make it a do-or-die in Attleboro. Got to win this one first. Joe with the steal. Around the back to Cavallo. Might have had a little extra time to get the pass to him. They kind of might have rushed it a little bit, but DeOliveira with the rebound, and the Hilltoppers take it back. Joe in the corner for 3. That's going to be just off the mark. Almost curled it back. That would have been number 4. But yes, Durfee, again, trying to get into the playoffs here at 8-10. You got to win 10 games. So tonight being number 19, got to win this one and then worry about Attleboro. But we can say as another turnover for both sides, developed pretty quickly there. We can say that, what, jump ball.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Wow. I don't know.
There was,
yeah.
The play was still developing. How do you call it jump ball on that? Everything was fluid. Well, that's a quick whistle. That's what that is. But what I was going to say is that we can say that the 2 Diamond teams, the Diamond Boys and Diamond Girls, are both in the tournament. And the Durfee girls are in thanks to their win on Friday against New Bedford, which clinched a share of the Big Three. So the Durfee girls are in. They've been in 5 of the last 6 seasons. Last year being the only one they haven't made in the last 6 seasons. That 3 is long. And, of course, want to congratulate our old friend there from Conley, Billy Shea, and his Cougars won the Mayflower League. And so they are in the tournament as well. Known Billy a long time. I think I've mentioned on the air that, you know, Billy and my dad went to school together. So Billy's a good guy. Happy to see that his team has gotten to the back to the top of the Mayflower League. Nillen for 3, looks wide to the right, and it is. So, as usual, though, our winter sports, our basketball teams representing Fall River well here, getting into the tournament. That was Stuppard for 3. It's a 1-point game under, coming up on the 32nd mark of the first half. Joe gets the feed, puts it in, and gets the foul. Tournament pairings come out on Friday for basketball. So, again, if you have not checked out our Fred TV Sports Facebook page, we will be posting everything you need to know about tournament teams and pairings there, round by round as long as it goes. So be sure to get on Facebook, like and follow us, Fred TV Sports on Facebook. The and one was no good for Joe. Back to a 3-point lead now, and with 20 seconds is about maybe a quarter of a second differential on the shot clock to game clock. So you can bet the Dragons, we're going to try to hold on to it. Instead, a steal. Loose ball. Durfee will keep it with 7.8. Nice defense again. That was De Oliveira and Madrano that time trying to get the steal. All right, Madrano going to try to inbound here. Joe trying to get free to get to Nillen underneath, and he can't get it to fall. 3 seconds. Thompson with it, gets the pass. 1 second, ball is up. Ball does not fall through the hoop. Hilltoppers put up 10 in the second quarter. They hold the Dragons to just 8 in the second quarter, so they lead 24-21. They've upped their lead by 2. So 24-21 at the half. And, you know, really, Joe Camara has been the spark offensively, Zach. 3 threes. He's got 12 points for the first half.
Right, I think the Hilltop is going to have to play through him right now because he's really the one who's producing the most for them right now in the first half. So if he can continue to do that into the second half, I think the rest of the season is going to be looking bright for the Hilltoppers.
Well, like we said, we can take it one game at a time. Attleboro's always a tough opponent. Right now we're focused on the Dragons, and tonight's all that matters. It's a one-game season, basically. So might as well call it a playoff game for the Hilltoppers tonight. We will be back with the third quarter right after this on Fred TV. Stick around. All right, we're back here. Third quarter is about to begin. Both teams just going to huddle up and have a quick timeout. But, you know, as we said, Zach, to end the first half, the Hilltoppers, you know, they've won both quarters. They're doing what they need to do. But, I mean, this really could be a 10-point game right now if some of those shots had fallen.
Right, especially the easy ones like a couple missed layups. Could have been easy ones. Could have really increased this lead. But other than that, they're not really doing anything like crazy bad. So they're doing pretty well.
I think if anything, defensively, I mean, they're getting a lot of turnovers, you know, forcing steals, forcing the Dragons, you know, and they're losing the ball a lot. So I think the defense is really what's kind of shining right now for Durfee. The offense, you know, Joe Camara's leading the charge right now. So he's really been the one making the difference because he's got 12 of the 24 points for the Hilltoppers.
Right, the defense for both sides is really keeping this a close game because, yeah, the Hilltoppers are forcing a lot of turnovers, but so are the Dragons. So it's really working both ways right now, making this a good game.
Of course, we switch switch sides at the half, so now both teams will shoot in front of their own benches. Less than 10 on the shot clock here in the opening possession of the third, and that's going to be for 3. No, it's short. Butterfingers. Joe Camara comes away with it. They get it to White underneath, and that was really nicely done there on what looked like it was just going to end up being maybe a jump ball again or something on this side. And that is good, and a whistle as well. So the Hilltoppers picking up a very quick foul here. So Durfee with the foul, and it's Brendan White picking up the foul here, number 23. And that is in for the basket as well. So the and one, good for Azooms. And I think there's an issue with the scoreboard here. We're adding fouls to the guest, and they're incorrect. That was 1 foul on Durfee, 0 for the Dragons. That's out to the corner for 3. Tyshawn Lopes with a 3 ball. So 29-24 the score. Again, 1 foul for Durfee. If you see in the scoreboard, they're working on it now. Nera using the height, and it went out of bounds. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Going out to Kamara. 3 ball for Cavu is no good. Carvalho with the rebound for the Hilltoppers. Lopes with it.
He's had a hard time handling it this game.
I know, it's like,
I don't know what it is.
Both sides having trouble with the ball. If they if it's wet or something, I don't know. It's like Butterfingers. Everybody's having trouble holding the ball.
Who knows? Maybe it is the ball.
Nice feed, great block. And the Dragons going to keep it. That was Thompson and Azooms underneath to force the block on what would have been a pretty easy putback for Cavallo.
Yeah, they closed in really good on that because Carvalho was open for like a second. And as soon as that pass went in, they closed it up quick. So that was good defense by them, by the Dragons.
Going to the corner now to Cavallo. Out to Joe for 3, and it's short. Going to get it back himself and gets it to roll in for 2. So not bad. You missed 3, get your own rebound, you still get points out of it.
Yeah, he's really good on the offensive end tonight. No call?
No, I guess not. Azooms getting the basket. No foul for the Hilltoppers. And again, yeah, I guess when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Joe having a great night. 14 points for him. Nillen going around everybody, right to the hoop for 2. Nillen with half a dozen points.
Oh, good defense. Contested that well, made it a difficult shot underneath.
Taken back by Cavu, and a whistle now.
Teed him up.
Tyshawn Lopes getting the tech.
Really frustrated after mishandling that ball again.
So Cavu at the line. I'll tell you, we've seen more technical fouls this season than I think in my first 5 seasons combined. And it's not just Durfee. I'm not just saying it's just the Durfee boys either.
Yeah, all around.
All around, I'll tell you. So it's 2 shots. They went down. So Cavu up to 7 points. And now they get the ball as well. Dragons get the ball. Going around everybody is Azooms. He's got 12 points for the game. Azooms putting on a nice performance. Cavallo out to D'Oliveira. D'Oliveira came in for Lopes. That's no good. Thompson with the rebound. D'Oliveira takes it away. To the basket it goes, and it doesn't fall. There is a foul. Foul on the floor by Doyle. This is Doyle's third foul. First team foul of the second half for the Dragons, so Durfee gets to keep it. And they get it out to Joe, now to Nillen. Back to Joe. This is a long three, and it's, again, off the rim, a little short.
He's starting to cool down here.
Well, with the threes, yes. You know, that one was a little long, and we saw one at the end of this first half down this end that was also like more college/NBA range. It wasn't right at the line, and they were short. So if he gets back to the line, he'll feel it again. 15 points for Azooms. And with that three, the Dragons zoom into the lead. Nothing? No? Nothing there? Really? Wow. I thought of that maybe 5 minutes ago. I said, and I'll use it. Yeah, it didn't come to me the first half. I said, I'm going to use it, and I get nothing for it. Wow. That's just great. Nillen hits the first shot. We're back to the game. Enough of Evans' cornball jokes. Nillen hits the first. 10-year age gap. The cornballs just don't go over very well. We're tied at 35, and we're still having foul issues with the scoreboard, too. Oh, poor Coach Ferreira. I don't envy him. I've run the scoreboard before, and it was just for volleyball, and you're just hitting +1 or +2. It's much simpler, so I don't envy him when there are any issues.
Yeah, just looking at that board over there, there's a lot of buttons. I would be a little pressured working it.
See, I don't know why it says 23 has 3 fouls, because Brendan White does not have 3 fouls. At least by my count here, I could be wrong. You know, I'm not the official scorer, and the Hilltoppers can't get that one to go. Kamara missed the shot, and the rebound just, again, tipped off of everybody. Nillen takes it away, another steal. I mean, the turnovers, this is insane. I think there's more turnovers than points in this game. Holy cow. Underneath, D'Oliveira can't get it to go. He was floating, waiting for the ball, and it just...
That goes back to what you said heading into the half. Those are the difference-maker shots. Even just in the second half alone, that could have made this even a 5-point lead. If that one went in, the one before it with Joe Kamara.
Yeah, and you know, with that one there, I mean, Gabe was all alone. It just didn't want to go. Another steal, so here we go, another steal. And you see on the far side there, that's Chris Farrington, graduated 2 years ago. And a foul, basket's good. Chris kind of coaching on the other side in the white hoodie there as Gabe got that steal. Fourth foul for the Dragons, and we have a timeout for Coach Bunker. It's going to be the second foul for Stuppard. And again, the fourth team foul. Hilltoppers back in front by 2. And we'll have an and one right after the timeout here. But yeah, another alumni. Say, saw Chris, I think he was here for a couple other games this season too. And Chris had a good career. Chris had a good career here. Always played hard-nosed basketball.
Yep. Over at Rhode Island College now doing well too.
Yep.
Second year. Here we go, Black. Durfee pride, I guess you never lose it, huh?
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Here we go. Second one, let's go.
All right, Brendan White hit the basket and will now shoot the and one here. He's got 8 points. looking to get to 9 here with the basket and give the Hilltoppers a 3-point advantage. With 2:18 to play in the third, he does. Not a lot of free throws, tonight. We've seen actually not a lot of fouls. The stoppages have been, say balls going out of bounds or turnovers, double dribbles, the travels. That's really what's kind of slowed up the game. That's a short 3-ball attempt right into the hands of White, grazing the net on the way down. Headed to D'Oliveira. Now out to Tyshawn Lopes. Lopes puts it up off the fingertips. It's deflected back out, and a foul. Kamara, James Kamara for the Dragons picks up their 5th team foul. That's his first personal. It was on the floor, so no baskets. It just resets the shot clock. Medrano gets it into Lopes. All alone underneath for the deuce, and he has 7.
This is a pretty low-scoring game for the third quarter with 1:35 left.
I'll tell you, though, for the Hilltoppers, the struggles on offense this season to be up, to be at 40 in the third, this is a win for them right now because they're averaging just about 50 points a game, maybe a little more because they had a couple, they put up 80-something against Somerset, 70-something in the Dartmouth win, so maybe say 55. I don't think they're averaging 60. I don't think they're quite averaging 60 just yet. So, foul on the floor. A.B. Medrano picking up a foul. So it's good to see the Hilltoppers actually, I'm glad to see them already into the 40-point range offensively. Doyle will inbound as Thompson just subbed back in for Danielson Lopes. Oh, can't get it to go.
A lot of contact on his way up.
Lopes getting contacted as well, and he draws a foul. 6th foul for the Dragons, and it is the 3rd for Stuppard. So he's got 3, and Doyle with 3. And Lopes will take 2 shots. I just said we didn't have a lot of fouls, and spoke too soon. First one good. Good news for the Hilltoppers is that, forcing the Dragons there basically with now 6 fouls. Dragons really with no more to give before an automatic trip to the line the rest of the way for the Hilltoppers. 1 for 2 was Lopes from the free throw line.
Oh.
Kind of a ticky-tack foul right there. I mean, there has been a lot of contact, you're right, both sides, but got the pass off.
Yeah, that one
right. Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, that one right there. 6-point game. Let him play a bit,
Deflected. Nillen gets it back. Going to Medrano. There's your poetic justice right there. So I'll take the foul. It's fine. Got 2 more points. 8-point Durfee lead. Hilltoppers pulling away a bit here in the third. And I just not say that. Doyle drains a 3, his 2nd from outside. And it's back to a 5-point game with under 30 to play in the third. Based on records, this is a game that the Hilltoppers should win. It's a game they need to win. They should win it. Medrano with another basket. So he's got the last 4 for the Hilltoppers. Last 4 points. Almost jarred that one loose, forces the turnover. Lopes to the basket for 2.
There's the defense making this about almost a 10-point game now. In just the last minute 30 alone, they really made this like about a 6-7-point swing.
1-4. 5-4. 3-2.
Seconds left. They take the shot. Oh, it's off the glass. No good. 47 to 38 the score after 3. A lot of points that quarter for both sides. And Hilltoppers, yeah, really, really impressive quarter. 23 points. Is that accurate? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12-14, 15-18. Yeah.
Wow.
23 points for the Hilltoppers there. Very impressive quarter. And the same can be said for the Dragons, who put up 17. And it was Azum's doing a lot of the work in the quarter. He ended up with 10 points in the quarter. He's got 15 on the night for the Dragons, so he's looking pretty good. The Hilltoppers really spread things out a bit. Madrano with 4 points at the end. Joe with just the 1 basket, but he's got 14 total. Nilanera with 4, 5 for White, and then Tyshawn Lopes starting to heat up a little bit. He ended up with 8 points in the third quarter. So really nice job by Durfee, kind of spreading everything around. Final quarter to begin here with 8 minutes to play. Hilltoppers lead by 9. Evan Massoud and Zach Souza with you here for the last home game of the regular season for Durfee. Lopes to the basket, and a late whistle. Going to put him at the line for 2. So he's up to 10, and he'll look to add to that. 7th foul for the Dragons, and Thompson picking up his 4th foul. Lopes hits the first free throw. And with that, improves to 2 for 3 at the line. Again, small sample size, but 3 for 4 as both of those go down, and the Hilltoppers lead by double digits. 11-point lead for Durfee, largest lead of the night. That's kind of what you want. You want to close out the game well. Another errant pass. Gabe De Oliveira comes away with it. So Durfee taking advantage. We're going to try to take advantage of another turnover. That is put up. Didn't get a good look. He was going one-on-one with Thompson. Now they're going to go to Doyle. And, boy, almost a lot of contact there, and now a foul. Thought Lopes was going to get hit with a foul. It's Nillen. Nillen picking up his 2nd. And we're going to have 2 shots for Azum. Azum 1 for 3 at the line through 3 quarters. First one good.
22, 20.
Second one no good. De Oliveira with the rebound. I'll tell you one thing. You know, we saw Thompson very early on. He got the first free throws to start the game. He was 1 for 2. Then he got a basket. And so he had 3 points in like the first couple minutes for the Dragons, and really haven't seen much of him since. Madrano waiting. Patience pays off. Madrano with 8 points. So, you know, the Hilltoppers have done a nice job kind of taking away Thompson from this game. Coach Bunker wondering how that's not a foul. Tipped back out and out of play. Ooh, going tumbling into the stands there was, yes, number 22, Muhammad Ali. And I am not making this up. I think that is just awesome. That is just awesome.
I was waiting for him to check in.
I know, right?
I was waiting.
Timeout for Coach Bunker and the Dragons. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, number 22, into the game. Might be a little too late to deliver a knockout punch, but anyway. Oh, Evan.
Yeah, back to Thompson. Hilltoppers were doing a good job keeping him low on the scoring, but him being out now for the Dragons is still going to hurt them because he's big. That's just it's just an intimidation thing. It's going to make the Hilltoppers think twice about driving to the basket. Now with him gone, they're going to try and attack the basket every time.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, he has not fouled out, but he does have 4, so that's why he came out when he did. It's right after that 4th foul that Coach Bunker pulled him, and you know, now they're down by 12. 6.5 minutes to play. There is a lot of time, obviously. 12 points is nothing in 6 minutes of play. But, you know, with each passing possession, as the Hilltoppers look to continue to add to their lead as they're up over 50, you know, the percentage and the chance of you winning obviously continues to diminish.
Yeah, so Makai Thompson will probably be on ice till they can either make this game a lot closer or until they really just need him in the game.
Exactly right. White gets the rebound. And a foul on Doyle, and that is that one pretty clear. Reaching in, and he hit White, and now Doyle will pick up his 4th foul. And it's a 1-and-1 for White. Joe Camara going to check back in. So this is the benefit of the bonus. Like I said, you know, Durfee got into bonus shots pretty early, so White going to take a 1-and-1 here. And these are the big money shots. Got to hit them so you can take that second shot, and White does. So first one's good. 13-point lead for Durfee. Second one good too. Make it 14. So it's 53-39 with just over 6 minutes to play in the game. The Hilltoppers trying to keep playoff hopes alive. They are hanging on by a thread. And if they can hang on, they'd be 9-10 with a win. Pick up number 9. That is a beautiful 3 from Stuppard. That's his second from downtown. Get it to White in the corner. Tip. Nillen still gets it. It doesn't fall. Nillen gets his own rebound. Ball comes jarring loose. And the official with a delayed call, let's say which way it's going. Hilltoppers will have the ball.
Mason, back up a little bit.
And A.B. Medrano going to inbound it. Little bounce to Joe Camara. Again, I'll tell you, they got the inbound pass, that whole setup. They really seem to have improved on that as well. They always find someone open, break into the basket, and 9 times out of 10, it's been falling.
Yeah, they've been doing that very well so far this game.
Getting the rebound was Stuppard. But now the Hilltoppers take it back. Joe Camara gets it out to Tyshawn Lopes looking for 3. Boom! 15 points for Tyshawn Lopes. The Hilltoppers lead by 16. Medrano picking up his 3rd foul, Durfee's 6th foul. You look for anything that works superstitiously, and you know we talked about Coach Brendan Kelly's superstition with us being here and his vest and you know and whatnot. Lopes, basket, and the foul. You know, I wonder if Jameson will forego a tie for the Attleboro game. you look for an edge any way you can, and you know the business casual look. Working.
Seemed to have worked tonight, yeah.
It's working right now. And one is good for Lopes. The Hilltoppers up over 60 points, 61-42. They get the ball back again. Lopes to the basket, and it's good for 2. Timeout. What a second half for Lopes. We'll add him up. 10 points this quarter. 18 of his 20 points here in the second half. Great second half for him. Hilltoppers up by 21 points. Talk about closing it out. They've outscored their opponent. Let's see if we can do the quick math. 16-4. Not bad.
No, they're
bad.
doing pretty good. All right.
Yeah, doing quite well. Only the one shot from the field, and that was the Stuppard 3 ball. There was one from the free throw line as well for the Dragons. So the Hilltoppers doing a tremendous job here in the 4th quarter, closing out a game and basically being relentless, not allowing the Dragons to feel that they have any chance and come back in this one.
Yeah, so the defense has been extremely helpful for the Hilltoppers today in this one.
Yeah, and now they're starting to hit the shots as well. That's what's great to see as well. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you're getting the steals, they're getting to the basket with or without pressure, and they were able to put them in for 2 as well. There's only one 3 ball this in the quarter, and that was Lopes just moments ago. The rest have been, putbacks off the glass. No jumpers either. They're just all banking them in. They're getting to the basket, and then they're getting the points as well. That last foul on the end one was on Stuppard, by the way. So now three players for the Dragons with 4 fouls. 2 of them on the court as we speak. The other on the bench, if my eyes are correct. Yes. So 13 is Doyle. He's sitting. But Thompson and Stuppard both with 4. Thompson gets the basket, his first points since the first quarter. But again, 2 players in danger of fouling out that are on the court right now. White with a wide open 3.
Everything seems to be working for the Hilltoppers in the second half.
Sure is. 22-point lead. It is 66-44 with 4 minutes to play. For White, that gives him 14 points for the night. High bank shot for Cavu. Puts it back to a 20-point game. Nillen gonna hold up, gets it to White. Nillen calling for it. Lopes takes the open shot, no good. Joe Camara going up the ladder, can't get it. It tips back to Stuppard. Quick feed down the court. Hilltoppers get the ball back. Camara can't put it up off the side of the glass. Foul and 1. Thompson gets the basket and he'll take a shot. 7th foul for the Hilltoppers and the 3rd for Nillen Nera. Basket's good for Thompson, so a quick 5 points for him over the last 60 to 90 seconds or so.
Come on, let's go, Gary, let's go, pressure up.
Camara trying to find the lane. Couldn't put it in, but Nillen there to help him out. Nillen with 10 points. So 4 Hilltoppers into double digits right now. If Medrano can get a basket, it'll give him 10, and we'll see 5. Very impressive performance offensively here, particularly in the second half. Hilltoppers had just 24 at halftime, and now 44 here in the second half.
Oh, my.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Coming to the near side to Mason Lawson, who was brought up from JV, so he was an addition to the lineup. And it was thrown away. White will take it back. Lopes. What a move to the basket for Lopes.
Freed himself from the one defender and then got the open lane right to the basket on his strong side.
70 points for the Hilltoppers. That 3 is no good. White with the rebound. 2 minutes to play in the game. Medrano. Pass to Nillen in the paint. Boy, they're just carving the defense apart right now. Nillen with 12, another timeout on the court as the lead's back up to 20.
Yeah, they're just scoring at all angles right now. This is looking like they're running a walk-through practice. They're just getting the man underneath, giving him the pass, layup.
Yeah, this is really, it's almost like some frustrations, kind of working themselves out offensively because everything Durfee's doing right now is working. They had 46. Let's break it down again, right? So we said 24 points after 2 quarters, after the first half. And now with 72, they've put up 48 points here in the second half. They had only 47. Only 47 at the end of the third. They put up 23 in the third, and now here in the fourth, they've already put up 25. So the numbers continuing to grow for Durfee offensively, and it's been a fantastic second half. Lawson puts up the 3, no good, as Devon Williams comes into the game now. As does Kumani Neal, number 5, a JV addition for the Hilltoppers. So a couple subs coming in. Watkins is in, and so is Cavallo. So Jamison taking out the starters for the most part here. Actually, yeah, all 5 starters out of the game. So 75 seconds to play in this one. The Hilltoppers going to improve to 9-10, and their season will be determined in Attleboro on Wednesday as to whether or not they go to the playoffs. Nice 3 from Stuppard. That's his 3rd from downtown. He's got 9 points. So we're under a minute. D'Oliveira is out to Neal, now to Watkins, back to Neal. Now to D'Oliveira, who made his way back to the point. Puts up the 3, no good. The putback, no good for Azooms. We're under 30 seconds. D'Oliveira just kind of holding. I mean, the Hilltoppers can pretty much wait because of the shot clock, although Watkins going to take the 3, no good. And now with 10 seconds, the Dragons will head back down the court. We'll go for another 3. Stuppard trying to get to double digits, and he's a beautiful 3, I'll tell you. But that's going to do it. Hilltoppers with a very impressive win here, particularly that second quarter the 3rd quarter and 4th quarter, second half, not second quarter. Very impressive finish to this game. 25 points in the 4th. The Hilltoppers end up, they gave up 20 in the 4th, but I mean, it didn't end up mattering because the offense just never took its foot off the loud pedal. So really impressive win, a win that they needed, and a game that on paper they should have won.
Right. They heated up. They heated up in the second half. They pretty much closed this game out in the second half. They pretty much won it in the second half. The way their scoring was, their offense was incredible in the second half, along with their defense as well.
Yeah, remember it was only a 3-point game at halftime, 24-21. And they end up winning this one, going away 72-58. And that's with a couple that even made it a little closer than it was, because we just saw 6 points put on the board in the last minute by Stuppard. So take those away, and it's a 20-point win basically for the Hilltoppers. So they win by 14, and the bottom line is they got the W, which they needed.
Right.
So, all right, folks, be sure to check back to our Facebook page. Again, get on social media, like and follow the Fred TV Sports Facebook page. It's right at the bottom of the screen here on the graphic that you see. Okay, like and follow us. We will let you know how Durfee does in Attleboro on Wednesday and whether or not they make it into the tournament. So right now they're at 9-10. They got to get that 10th victory, and they'll have their hands full with Attleboro, I'm sure.
Always a tough game.
All right, folks, thanks for tuning in tonight on Fred TV. It's the final regular season home game for the Hilltoppers. They win it 72-58. We hope it's not the last time we see them. So for Zach Souza, I'm Evan Massoud. We'll see you soon.